Hello and welcome to episode 21 of my journey through Gran Turismo. So we're going to head back to the cafe to start menu book number 32, I think it is, yes, which is the Supra collection. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get that one started. So again, it looks like another 3 races. Obviously unlock a car in each. So we've gone to World Circuits. It looks like we've got a race in each location. So we'll start with the one at Interlagos. So regulations for this one are 700 performance points or less, and it's got to have a turbocharger. So we've got the Alfa Force C, but that is quite a bit under the performance points that it can have. So I think what we'll do for this one is I will buy some sports soft tyres. And to be fair, that still doesn't take it anywhere near 600. Well, it's just below 600, so we've still got another 100 points to play at, or to go at, should I say? So right, we'll give it a go. So yeah, we've just changed to sports soft, and we'll see what happens. If obviously it's going to be way too difficult, then we'll have to make some more changes, but for now we'll just give it a go as it is and see what happens. So yeah, this Alfa does handle extremely well, which is a massive benefit. Obviously, as long as we've got enough pace. Which it is currently looking like we do have, so I think we should be okay with this. It just all depends on if it is obviously the fastest car at the front or not. So based on the current gap, looks like we need to gain 5 seconds a lap. So we'll just have to have another look at that once we get to the end of this lap. And I mean, yeah, it's already come down by almost 3 seconds. Or 2.5 seconds at least, anyway. So yeah, so we're already under 15 seconds. Actually, it's coming down extremely quickly. I don't know what's happened there, but anyway, not a bad thing. yeah, we could quite easily be within 10 seconds after. Well, yeah, we are now. So, yeah, looking like it should be more than simple enough. So yeah, we're going to have caught over 10 seconds just in this lap. So yeah, the car at the front's just done a 54.8 and we've just done a 44. And that was with passing cars as well, so I think there's probably definitely a 42 in there. So yeah, although this is under 600 performance points and we can have up to 700, it's more than quick enough. Definitely with obviously the tyre upgrade, and to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't still fast enough without it. Although whatever that car is in front is just ridiculously quick in a straight line. But yeah, we're obviously a lot quicker through the corners, and we did manage that 42 that I did expect was in there. Was almost half second up in the first sector, so although trying to drift it round the corners like that isn't really going to help. We managed to get in front. Just need to try build a bit of a gap now into these next couple of corners, just to hope that we can stay ahead down the straight. Because as we saw last lap, that car is just extremely fast. Sorry, in a straight line. So we were at 2.1 seconds. And he's right behind us, just going into, like actually turning into turn one. But again, obviously we'll pull away. Now we're starting to go through or at least through the first section of corners. Obviously he'll gain a bit back down this straight, but then get back into the corners again, and we should manage to probably get up to around 3 seconds before we get onto the start finish straight again, as long as I don't make any silly mistakes, that is. So we've actually managed to get to over 5 seconds, which yeah, obviously is going to start coming down again now, but last lap, so nothing to worry about. And a fastest lap on the last lap, which is always good. So 94,500 credits for the clean race bonus for that one, which obviously more than covers the cost of the tyres. And then obviously, yeah, we've got 2 more races, so we're gonna, obviously, as long as it's still quick enough at the other 2 tracks, gain even more of that back. So yeah, we'll move on to race number 2. But there are a few straights on this track where we could lose out quite a bit. So we'll just have to see what happens again. And just, yeah, be very careful downshifting. This car just seems to just sends the back end round if you're downshifting, your revs are still too high. This is going to be a tricky section with the AI. Not how I wanted to take that, but we've managed to get round there just about. But yeah, so I'm just trying to leave that last downshift till the sort of just before I'm starting to accelerate again, just to try and keep it a bit more stable, and I didn't do that very well there. Just had a bit of a slide coming out and tried hanging onto it, but I caught the edge of the barrier, which obviously just sent me around. But I'm not gonna panic just yet. So I mean, we are over 22 seconds behind the leader, but it is a 4-lap race, so. And I basically caught 5 seconds just through that sector. So yeah, I mean, it's a nice car, but as soon as you start sort of trying to push it, it does try and bite you. Again, just another AI car that wants to stop on the apex. But yeah, again, it's too much brake when you're trying to turn in, that just really unsettles it. So we've got the ridiculously quick Honda Civic alongside us there, but luckily he's towards the back this time. and yeah, we are losing time to the leader down the straights, but again, as long as we can gain enough through the corners, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Just try and use the slipstream of the other cars as well. Obviously we gained a lot of time through this sector last lap, so just concentrate on getting that right. So yeah, so the leader's just done a 1:38. And we've just done a 1:28, so 10 seconds faster, 2 laps to go, and the gap's only 5.5 seconds. So yeah, should be a simple enough win again, even with a couple of pretty big mistakes. Just again, case of getting used to the car. Figuring out where we can push it and where you've just got to be a bit more careful, like there, which again I just tried carrying too much speed, and yeah, just too much brake, sent it the wrong way. But again, obviously we're close enough to the leader to not have to worry, especially with another lap to go after this one. I am expecting that he'll pull away down this straight again, which yeah, he is doing, but then we should catch quite a lot through this last sector, if possibly actually enough just to be challenging for the lead. So almost lost it again, just from being offline. And you do just have to be extremely careful around that last corner. Likes to have a twitch as soon as you turn in. But yeah, so even with the mistake that we made, we were 9/10 quicker on that lap, so there's probably a 25 in there. Now there's no traffic as well, especially. So we're just going to lift pretty early through here, try and carry the speed, but not too much, so that we have any problems. And yeah, although it may have felt slightly slower is always quicker than making a mistake, so yeah, that's put us a second and a half up through sector 2. did lose a little bit through sector 3 just with that slide through the right-hander. But there's probably a bit to be gained through this final sector, since we did have a bit of a twitch whilst trying to pass the leader through here last lap. So yeah, I just made sure I got off the brake a little bit earlier there, which kept the car a lot more stable. And yeah, 25.2 on that last lap, so gained a lot of time back through that last sector. So yeah, that's race 2 done. That's the GR Supra RZ unlocked, which just leaves us one more to go. That takes us up to collector level 17, which has unlocked a new set of missions for us, and Watkins Glen. So we'll head over to race number 3, which is at Suzuka. And this is for the Supra RZ 97. So again, this is going to be another track where we're going to have to be extremely careful on the brakes into some of the long sweeping corners. But now that we know how the car behaves, it's a lot easier to judge and to be sort of expecting. Means you can sort of try and do things in a certain way to stop that happening. That Alfa's quick, isn't it? So yeah, if you haven't seen it, I have just done the online time trial that's currently available for this circuit in the Toyota Celica. So yeah, if you are struggling with that, that video is there if you want to have a watch of it and see if anything that I've done in that can help you improve your lap time at all. Again though, that is another extremely twitchy car. As soon as you start braking and turning, it wants to kick the back end out and let you drift round the corners instead of just trying to drive around them normally. Yeah, I had another big twitch going into the first of the two right-handers there. Just had to run it a little bit wide just to not risk too much. And he didn't get out of the corner as quick as I thought he were going to then. Just tried to position myself to go on his outside and then ended up having to put myself on the grass. I'm gonna block him. I don't want to get stuck behind him into this last section. I did do that a little bit too late, but almost lost it again there, having to head onto the grass, but just about got away with it. So we've got a 13.5 second gap to the two leaders. And it started to rain. So we've got quite a bit still to catch on this one, and obviously this rain really isn't going to help unless it forces the AI to back off quite a bit. But yeah, we'll just have to see. So then we need sort of 7 seconds a lap. But to be fair, now we've got some clean track ahead of us. It should make that a bit easier. Obviously not losing time passing cars or having to take lines that we don't want to be taking just to get round them or avoid them. So we are catching, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough, unfortunately. Definitely not now. Just try and get back on the track before I start speaking again. But yeah, just pushing too much, trying to gain that time back there. So yeah, I think, to be fair, with a cleaner run through the traffic, it's probably doable. Not when you take corners like that though. But yeah, I'll get to the end, I'll finish it, get the credits. I've just realised I've miscounted the laps. So without that mistake, which I didn't really need to make because I had enough time to get there. These things happen. But yeah, I'm not going to catch 12 seconds back in a lap. But yeah, so I've lost basically 11 seconds on that lap, which would have actually probably just about got me into the lead, with an extra lap to go that I stupidly didn't realise I had. So I could have just been that bit more careful, not made the mistake that I did make. Yeah, if we didn't have these next two fast, I was going to call them straight bits, but they're not obviously very straight, we would have actually probably still had a chance there, but unfortunately we just don't have as much top end as the car ahead, so he's just going to pull away again. I'm not. We could possibly have a chance into the last corner here. I've got a decent exit out of there. Right, I have no idea how we've managed to do that, but I'm glad we did. So yeah, that saves me doing it again. And yeah, I'm still a bit. I didn't expect to get anywhere near there. Once he'd got into the lead, we didn't seem to have that much extra pace in comparison to the RX-7, but yeah, we somehow managed to get there, and yeah, so that's the third car gained. That's the third race won, so that's the menu book finished. So yeah, as always, get a little talk through of the history behind the manufacturer, or whatever it is the menu book's about. But yeah, so that's menu book number 32 finished, and that moves us on to number 33, which is the World Touring Car 600 Championship So yes, I'll cover that in the next episode. So that's all for now, and hope to see you again next time.